St. Louis Cardinals. Last year, they had a wild season. Their graph was like crazy up and down. They make it to the wild card game with a just unreal push. August and September. They go 90-72 on the season. Jake, did they lose? Did they gain? What happened?
So I'm going to get us off to a funky start, man, because we hear from a lot of Cardinals fans. They thought they were in the big shortstop game. That never happened. And Jim, they lose your guy Kim. He went back to the KBO. John Lester enjoying retirement, a couple drinks on the golf course. Carlos Martinez gone. Luis Garcia, remember him, the reliever that stepped up? He's now a Padre. Matt Carpenter, former Cardinals legend, he's out. J. Happ, Andrew Miller, sexy lefties. They are gone. Who they added? They made one bigger move. This was earlier on in free agency. Steven Matz, he's going to slot into the rotation. Did he figure it out last year in Toronto? A lefty who can really pump it. Corey Dickerson, he can slap it around from the left side a little bit. TJ McFarland re-signed. Couple bullpen guys. Nick Whitgren, Drew Verhagen. But when you put it all out there, is it a plus? Is it a minus? I think if you say you know, I think you're lying. So you would have liked that one Cardinals splashy move to get to the next level. It doesn't look like that happened, but there's still a lot to like, especially with some of their pitchers, Trev.
You got that right, man. Top of the rotation is as strong as ever. Got Adam Wainwright. How old is he right now? 40-something?
53.
Don't matter. The guy is a pitcher, and he's going to do what he does. Behind Tim Flaherty, he's dealing with a little bit of a nagging issue, but he'll be all right, and we know what he can do when he's on the mound. Like you mentioned, they brought in Steven Matz. They got Miles Michaelis, Dakota Hudson, Jake Woodford. So the rotation is strong, and they have depth too. Moving into the bullpen, love it there too. It's nice here in the bullpen. There's lots of flame, lots of heat out there. Giovanni Gallegos, Alex Reyes, Genesis Cabrera, TJ McFarland's the lefty, and then, of course, Jordan Hicks blowing a hunch. So they have absolute fire-breathing dragons in the bullpen, along with a strong rotation. And then the lineup, too. This is, James, this is a team that you're like, okay, we can dream upon this.
Yeah, I mean, and they confused us last year, but they got Edmond, they got Goldie, they got Tyler O'Neill, the fire hydrant Canadian who dresses spectacular, Arenado, Dylan Carson, Yachty, the young Dickerson, Harry Bader, and my dude Lars Nootbaar.
Lars.
Great name.
You know who loves him, and I love him because he loves him? Eno Saris. I trust Eno with my life.
Why does he love him so much?
I don't know. He just does. Probably some numbers. He's got some numbers that are good.
Yeah.
And Eno likes that.
Loves numbers.
Makes sense.
Yeah. This is a World Series contending team, bottom line.
Ooh.
Am I wrong about that?
No, because I guess if you're like a playoff team, and I do believe that they're a playoff team. I mean, let's do floor and ceiling for this team.
Okay. Right away, huh?
Yeah, because it kind of goes off what you're saying. Like ceiling, yeah, they have a great year. They make the playoffs, and then like they make a run in the playoffs. Like I think any team that gets in the playoffs can make a run. It is expanded now, but whatever. But floor, they still have a missed the playoff floor, no?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Here's what we like about the Birds. They always find a way to pitch. Whether it's Waino, whether it's Flaherty, Michaelis, Matz, Hudson, the Birds find a way to pitch. That bullpen is sneaky. That's a sneaky, really good bullpen. So that's where the Cardinals end up being a really well-run organization is they find a way to pitch every year, year in, year out. That's how you have a chance. Now, with the lineup, Paul Goldschmidt, stud, Hall of Fame. Tyler O'Neill with the breakout year last year. My short Las Vegas dressing king. Nolan Arenado, Hall of Fame. Dylan Carlson, who are you? We know what Yachty is.
Stud.
Harry Bader, Paul DeYoung, and they have some debt. Like Edmundo Sosa ended up playing for some shortstop, so they got an option there. Does Lars Nootbaar break in? Nolan Gorman is a legit prospect. Does he find a way in this team? I think St. Louis, a lot of stuff. So to Trev's credit with that instant head shake, I do think a lot of stuff would have to go wrong for St. Louis to not be in or right around the playoffs by the end of the year.
Floor doesn't mean likely. It just means it's an option.
Yeah, it's baseball, like this team could not be too scary. I guess let me do a little NL scan quick because, that's my cop-out baseball answer. Like almost anything can happen in baseball. But could the St. Louis Cardinals not be a top 7 team? Let's see.
Well, because, say we have the Brewers winning the division and whatever. The East and the West have really good teams. And you need to be better than all the second place finishers and then 1/3. So last year the Giants and the Dodgers ran away. They were the top 2 teams in the NL, right? And then the Brewers won the Central. But then you had the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies made big moves. Like there's a world, Trev, where there's 5 teams. I don't know. I'm not saying it's likely. I just do think it's their floor. But I also think they can win the division and then be good in the playoffs. So it's a wide range.
Okay, if you're telling me, like there's a percentage chance, then there is a chance, then I agree with you. Obviously, like there's going to be a lot of things that happen. Already, Jack is on the IL here. He's missing some time.
New coach.
So if things like that happen, sure. But like as currently constructed, as we're seeing everybody on the field, I think this team and some of those younger guys like O'Neill and Bader just bring in the energy, and they have just such a good roster, like a mashup of veterans and young dudes here. They have Liberatore coming up. Guess who drafted him? The Rays. He's going to be good. Okay. So like they have help on the way too within the system. I think they have 4 or 5 top 100 prospects. Not all of them are going to be contributing this year. He will. I just think that this is a team who we know they're going to be in it. And if they catch another one of those sparks, I don't think they're going to be as down as they were last year before they got on that hot run. But this is a team that's capable of going on those runs. If it happens at the start of the playoffs, like this is a team that's capable of just running the gauntlet with the guys they have right now.
So
yeah, because it was a run last year. They were 14 games out.
Jimbo, what kind of led us here at this playoff conversation? I just went on DraftKings to see playoff odds. Cardinals are exactly the same, yes or no. They have it as a coin flip. It's -110 yes, it's -110 no. And I'll tell you what I just did. I just bet yes. Like if you're telling me it's a coin flip, I'm going Cardinals easily. I would have assumed the juice would have been Cardinals will make the playoffs.
Yeah, we have 2 more teams too. Like I think they're going to make the playoffs, and if that could segue right into our over under. What is it?
It's really one more team, right? Like in the NL.
One more team in the NL.
Pirates. The Padres really helped him out last year too. They're 14 and a half games out, like September 7th or something crazy like that. It was a crazy stretch for them to get into the top 5 last year. But who's the new manager?
Marmol. BBD with
Ollie Marmol. Yeah, he's been there. It's not going to be a crazy shift.
Yeah, it's not a changing of the regime.
It's going to be different. But I think because you're familiar with the guy, there's no like waves being made through the clubhouse. I think in talking to Jack, everything seems great and normal. It's a very professional organization, man. Like the leaders they had there. Think about that. Wainwright, Yachty, Paul Goldschmidt. Like these guys are like the class of the class when you're talking about clubhouse leaders. And that's why they're as consistent as they are. And that's why they're able to go on a run like they did last year, because they have these veteran leaders. And think about how stoic Flaherty is. That's not coincidence. Like, he has learned from these guys. He's going to be the next great clubhouse leader for them. And that's why, like, their organization is just run well, and they have good people in there, and they've been able to be consistent. And I think that's a big reason why.
And I'll go state of baseball as we get to the over-under. Like, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to pitch enough. They're going to get enough out of their lineup. And by the way, like, this team kind of can't sell. You can't trade Waino at the deadline. You can't trade Yachty at the deadline. So with the new expanded playoffs, like, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to be in it at the deadline. And they're probably going to add if they need to. So, like, the over-under that DraftKings has for him is 84.5. I'll be honest with you. I just bet them over on that and to make the playoffs. So I'm drinking the Cardinals Kool-Aid. I'm taking the over.
I think I am with you. That's a very good point, and they're not going to sell.
You can't.
They're going to, even if it's marginally, if they make moves at the deadline, it will be to improve the team, especially coming off a season where they covered a 14-game deficit in the last 3 weeks. This team is going to believe in themselves, and I am also going to bet the over on this one. You guys have I might have sounded like a downer because I was just drawing the ceiling and the floor, but I am going to bet the over here. I do think that they will go over and make the playoffs.
That's just riveting content right there, James. Just from down in the depths to come back, baby. We're betting the over. That's 3 for 3. That one's going to be marked in bold on our spreadsheet. We're going to look back and say, hey, we all were in agreement here. BBD, I know you think the same thing too. So go ahead and mark yourself down for the over. We're all on it. Let's go, Jay Flair. Get healthy. I love the uniforms. And if I'm voting hot or not on this team, they're hot.
Yeah.
They're hot. Tyler O'Neill alone wins it for him. No, it's another one of your doppelgangers. You got a lot of people in the show that look like
I look like a lot of show guys. Know what they've got, Trev? They've got the bar covered. Like, they've got the old man corner of the bar covered. Like, Waino,
sugar daddies for sure.
Yeah, Waino, Yachty, Goldschmidt, they're buying drinks for everyone. Like, they got it. The young guys, Tyler O'Neill, Sexy, Harry Bader, Jack Flaherty, like, they've got the bar covered. I like that.
Hot. I vote hot.
Hot is the official vote. Do we have a fun stat? I forgot to set the timer, so I have no idea if we're over or
I'll
under
read
it.
Max's fun stat. Outfielder Tyler O'Neill was the only player in the NL whose slugging percentage went up 200 full points from 2020 to 2000. I said that's so weird. 2021, as he raised from 360 to 560. Brian Reynolds was the next closest NL player with a 165-point increase. Not that fun of a stat.
How tall is Tyler O'Neill?
That's all Jake.
I think he's listed at 5'10". He's listed 5'11", which doesn't exist. He's 5'9.5".
How tall is O'Neill Cruz?
6'7".
They should take a picture together.
The O'Neills.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to text Jay Flair, and I'm going to say, please tell me Tyler O'Neill's accurate height.
Yeah.
Maybe he is that tall, but he's broad. And that brings like when you're looking there, your vision is going to see him as shorter. So big this way.
I have one last thing I'd like to say. A name I don't know if we mentioned him kind of this whole time. Tommy Edmond is a really good baseball player. And he's just so Cardinals. He racked up a 3.7 WAR last year. He stole 30 bases. He won the Gold Glove. Like, Tommy Edmond's just a solid baseball player. Cardinal. He's a Cardinal.
You think they're going to win the division, Jake?
I want to fully look at the Brewers. In my head, I have the Brewers above them because of that high-end starting pitching. Whew.
Well, that leads us right into our next team.
Look at that.
Oh, my. Hold on. We're back on the Cardinals.
Still
for
here.
10 more seconds. How tall is Tyler O'Neill, like in real life? 5'10".
Jack sees him in spikes a lot.
So but that means he's 5'9.5". You're right, Jake.
It's kind of
We can move on now.
Kind of my world.
Hard-hitting facts.